children! This time, I am going to introduce to you our fourth game, and this is Tumbang Preso. It is a traditional Filipino street game that combines elements of tag and target throwing. It is a popular game among children and is often played in open spaces like streets, playgrounds, and backyards. The origin and nature. Tumbang Preso, also known as Tumbalata, is deeply rooted in Filipino culture and is a favorite pastime for children. The name translates to knock down the prisoner, which refers to the central element of the game, knocking down a can or a bottle, the prisoner. This game highlights Filipino ingenuity and the use of readily available materials for play. The main goal of Tumbang Preso or Tumbalata is for players to knock down a can with a slipper while avoiding being tagged by the taya or the guard. Tumbang Preso is best played with at least 3 players but can accommodate a larger group. For its equipment, it's only a can or a bottle. This is placed upright in the play area and serves as the target. And of course, the slippers or the flip-flops, each player needs a slipper to throw at the can. And with the use of chalk or any marker to draw the throwing line and the circle where the can is placed.
The rules and mechanics for Tumbang Preso. First, setting up the game. Draw the circle. Mark a small circle on the ground about a foot in diameter where the can will be placed. Throwing line. Draw a line a few meters away from the circle. This line indicates where players will stand to throw their slippers. Second, choosing the taya. Players decide who will be the taya or the guard through a selection process like drawing straws, rock, paper, scissors, or simple counting out rhyme. Third, starting the game. The taya stands near the can to guard it. The other players line up behind the throwing line with their slippers. Gameplay. On a signal, players take turns throwing their slippers at the can, trying to knock it down. If a player successfully knocks down the can, the guard must quickly set the can back up before attempting to tag any of the players. While the guard is resetting the can, players can retrieve their slippers. However, if the guard tags a player while they are retrieving their slipper or after the can is set back up, the player becomes the new guard. Players who have retrieved their slippers must run back to throwing line without being tagged by the guard. Winning the game. The game continues with players taking turns throwing their slippers and trying to avoid being tagged. There is no definitive end to the game. It typically ends when players decide to stop or move on to another activity. The strategy for the game. Players aim accurately to knock down the can while maintaining distance to avoid being tagged. Use speed and agility to retrieve slippers and return to the throwing line safely. For the guard, quickly reset the can and remain vigilant to tag players attempting to retrieve their slippers. Position strategically to cover the most area and increase the chances of tagging players. Variations of Tumbang Preso. Distance adjustment. The distance between the throwing line and the can be adjusted based on players' ages and skill levels. Multiple guards. In larger groups, there can be more than one guard to increase the challenge for the players.
Sus!